Concord. I never actually played it because I think that only like maybe 45 people got to play it. But I think it's really interesting as a case study because for most of you, I feel like most of you already know this. It was a massive flop, and what's actually interesting, it's getting like the Budweiser treatment. So Budweiser was that brand where they did some advertising that was like pretty much anti what generally their consumers were, and that is actually a case study that people use in like marketing classes of what not to do. And this is actually another example of not even just a flop, but one of those flops where people are going to study it in college. I just find this to be like my own, like it stuff more I'm more interested in.
This video is sponsored by NordVPN. The year is 2024, and Sony is about to release the Kraken, a project they'd had in the works for almost a decade, and with a reported budget of up to $400
I just increased the volume a little bit.
By far their most expensive game yet. Nothing could go wrong. The year is 2016. Overwatch has just come out, and it's making the rounds everywhere. It's very popular. It's the first
2016,
AAA
fantastic year for games. Fantastic year. Like when I think of 2016, not 2014, 2016 games, right? They say you never know when the good time. Dude, this is why I don't use Bing. Hold on. Google. I forget that Bing's even a thing. But you look up 2016 PC games. Bro, we had Overwatch, we had Witcher 3. Well, that was the expansion, not the original game. Dude, XCOM 2. Dude, Doom. Oh, man. I think there's only a handful of games. Dude, Firewatch. Oh, my God. There's only a handful of games. I'm like, if this game is released, it's going to be a fantastic year. Overwatch is one of those, but also Witcher 3. Bro, the Blood and Wine expansion. Oh my god.
just since TF2 almost a decade ago, and it's good. Amazing gameplay and map
Fantastic.
design, well-designed characters with a
Never
ton of
played it.
personality, and a decent cosmetic system. Around the same time, an exodus at Bungie, and ex-Bungie developers coalesced to form what would become Firewalk Studios. Initial meetings
I
are
do
held
like
on
the
their
name.
first project. You guys seen that Overwatch thing? Yeah? Let's do that. And they get to work. Fast forward to 2021. Now at this point in time, Sony's gaming department is headed by a man named Jim Ryan. He and the boys at Sony look around. The gaming landscape had changed. Gone were the days where you just made a game.
You know what's funny about this? So, when this was a time it was like God of War, Battlefield, Half-Life, dude, I swear all the gamers were in heaven.
The game
And Sims 4 apps, there's a Steam game where there's literally over like $10,000, way more than that, but like over $10,000 just with cosmetics. Bro, it might actually be a Sims game. It might actually. Of Overwatch 2, I heard they got flack because they never finished their like player story mode in game. I don't know about Fortnite. Fortnite, all I know is that the last thing they released is like they put like Thanos in Fortnite.
gaming landscape had changed. Gone were the days where you just made a game and sold it. Fortnite was now here, and if you weren't selling stolen dance moves and Peter
Dude,
Griffin
that was
skins through
iconic.
recurrent
I
battle
remember that.
passes, you were losing. They look at their own games: Uncharted, The Last of Us, God of War,
So
Spider-Man.
here's something interesting. Just talking about pricing for a second. Games have been like $60 for decades, and the reason why is, again, people are very resilient to buy anything more than $60. But also, I heard is that the reason why like people push like microtransactions so much in battle passes is because in order to make up for the fact that they're only $60, they have to push an extra sort of pricing on the consumer, and they choose to make that optional for the most cases. You know, because $60 is the same as, you know, when they started charging like back in the day. So it's like where all these microtransactions comes from. I think it's a natural consequence of games still only being $60. But also you don't have to like buy cartridges or like buy the actual cases anymore.
Some great stuff. One problem, not one of them was live service, and therefore wasn't printing buckets of cash for Jim and the boys.
It's so sad.
So Ryan makes a decision. PlayStation is gonna kick the doors down, burst into this market head first.
Is that the boys?
But first, time to go shopping. And Herman Hulst, head of PlayStation Studios, starts looking for a few developers they could swipe up to help make that happen.
I'm actually not sure how I feel about the trend of studios being bought up by major PlayStation 5 or Xbox. And the reason I'm not sure about that is because I feel like there's a sense of autonomy that's lost. Like if you could do something that's really like risky, if you're being bought out by like a major studio, like they're naturally a risk averse studio. Like generally when you get to that size, you find that you're playing it safe. You don't want to bet all the cards. You know, don't want to bet the whole house unless your company's like just unstable or like the future's uncertain. So I think naturally because studios are being owned by bigger companies, it leads to games being more safe and less like experimental.
This time that Sony gets word of Firewalk, and they like what they hear. A studio made up of industry vets with a ton of talent. Ex-Battlefield.
What exciting benefits do you get as a Hertz Gold Plus Rewards member?
You get to skip the line and go right to your car.
Listen, you want to skip this ad. I would too. But what if I told you there's a skip ads forever button?
Isn't that just YouTube Premium?
Devs, ex-Destiny devs, and
Bro, I started working out. Sorry, I keep pausing, but I started working out like starting a year ago. Dude, I thought I would look like that guy. But it hasn't happened. I got sold a fake bag of goods, dude.
Halo.
I thought I'd be looking like that guy over
The
there.
studio's creative lead was even the creative director
Dude,
on
his
Destiny
face.
2. Their mission statement? To craft incredible multiplayer experiences that bring people together and inspire unforgettable
That's
and
not true.
unexpected shared moments. Wow. They'd even started work on their first game, a hero shooter set in an original sci-fi universe called Concord.
There's so many videos I watched about
promising.
Concord.
So Sony is interested. They ask for a sneak peek of the game, and what they see amazes them. What Firewalk is making is so innovative, so impressive. They want in immediately. They'd seen the success of Overwatch and Valorant. This hero shooter genre is an absolute cash cow, and now it was Sony's turn. April 2021, and a deal is struck. Some cash on the table from Sony, and Firewalk's hero shooter would come out as a first-party exclusive for the PlayStation 5 and PC. Nice. Sony now had a taste of that
about this
sweet
video,
Bungie
notice how all these clips are basically memes, and it's like, what has he been doing so far? Just with the video editing, all that, dude. It's literally been a bunch of various memes with like the names of like what he's talking about as like people. Like, I always think about this. I'm like, bro, if I understood more, like, if I had just like a great memory and I could remember all the memes about all the movies and TV shows I watched, this is what I do. Because, dude, very outsider perspective opinion, dude, I don't think a video like this is too hard. You know, I think the writing I couldn't do. Voice acting, I don't think I have that voice. But the actual video editing itself, except for like a few clips, dude, doesn't look that hard. Like, you're just like doing this type of stuff.
And they wanted more. So in January 2022, they buy Bungie itself.
Consider it done.
A studio currently
Destiny.
maintaining just one
They made
popular
Destiny,
IP
yeah.
for $3.6 billion. What a steal. Sony was now set to release a ton of live service games. More than 10 before March 2026.
I don't get why they wouldn't do live services, actually. They're more of a single player game.
In early 2023, Sony checks up on Concord. And, this thing is in rough shape.
Did you guys see Sonic?
At this point,
I never did.
it's apparently still in alpha, and it's not looking great. Basic things like player onboarding and monetization haven't even been figured out yet. Worst bit? This is about 5 years into active